In October 2000, former U.S. President Bill Clinton introduced the African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGOA, to boost U.S.-Africa trade. This act allowed many sub-Saharan African countries to enjoy duty-free access to U.S. markets for over 1,800 products. Fast forward 23 years to President Joe Biden's statement and his expressed concerns about the human rights records of certain African countries. He mentioned that these countries, including Uganda, Gabon, Niger, and Central African Republic, do not meet the eligibility criteria outlined in the Section 104 of the AGOA Act. Consequently, President Biden intends to remove them from AGOA starting on January 1, 2024. While Niger and Gabon are accused of violating human rights and democratic principles because of the coups that have settled in their countries, Uganda is accused of a controversial anti-homosexuality law which was passed in May earlier this year.
Biden says he's determined that the four countries do not meet the eligibility requirements of the act, stating in his letter to the leadership of the House of Representatives and the United States Senate that the Central African Republican government had engaged in gross violations of internationally recognized human rights and was not making progress towards establishing the protection of internationally recognized worker rights, the rule of law, and political pluralism. He raised similar issues in relation to Niger and Gabon that recently experienced unconstitutional changes in government. Biden says Uganda engaged in gross violations of internationally recognized human rights after Washington previously raised concern about Uganda's draconian Anti-Homosexuality Act, signed into law in May, that calls for life imprisonment for anyone who engages in homosexual sex, while decreeing the death penalty for anyone convicted of aggravated homosexuality. Biden says that despite intensive engagement with the four countries, they had failed to address U.S. concerns about their non-compliance with the AGOA eligibility criteria. As a result, their participation in the program.
In 2022, Kenya's textile and apparel sector benefited from the African Growth and Opportunity Act, resulting in monthly exports of approximately 4.5 billion shillings, equivalent to 150 million per day, as per a study by the Institute of Economic Affairs in London. Meanwhile, Uganda, Gabon, and Niger exported goods worth 174 million, 220 and 73 million to the U.S. respectively. On the other hand, the Central African Republic is expected to be minimally impacted by AGOA's expulsion, having recorded only 881,000 in U.S. exports in 2022, according to U.S. government data. AGOA extension until 2025 aimed to give Ugandan exporters the chance to boost manufacturing, diversify their products, and increase exports to the United States. It also allowed them to combine the value of products from various AGOA-eligible countries for better trade opportunities.
Into AGOA arrangement, we now see families getting as much as 10 million per acre per year from coffee. So AGOA has been giving us an open market for our agricultural products on the American market, and the American market is the biggest international market. It's what has transformed China. China has its number one market as America and the second market as EU. Those two markets are enough to transform any economy. So singling Uganda out in the entire East African region to be exempted from that market will definitely slow down our economic progress. We shall see other countries now surpassing us economically. It will deprive us of the dollar, and it's the main currency of exchange. As such, our Ugandan shilling will further drop, and this will now render us uncompetitive when it comes to buying products from our neighbors. So really, we are destined for the worst economic position, and for this, government should come out strong and negotiate, reaffirm our